Hello, everybody. This is Robert Hollis. I hope you're having a wonderful and blessed day. And today's title is The Secret Behind the Secret. So I'm going to share with you how I was exposed to this and how it radically changed everything in my life. So a lot of you may or may not know this story, but a number of times I have attempted to basically start my own company. So I was in situations where I would build very large groups inside the network marketing arena, and all of a sudden something happens. I know some of you might not know this, but I've been in 19 different companies. And so a lot of people see me going from victory to victory to victory to victory, right? But between each victory, there's this incredible downturn. So really quick story. I hope you guys love it. But I had been with the company for quite a while. And all of a sudden, it was, I don't mind saying what the name was ACN. I got involved with that company in what was it, 1995, March? It was a March again. Wow. March of 1995. And what I did is, that's a whole different story at another time. My wife and I were talking about that. She totally manifested that. So a company that I basically moved into an apartment with Tony and Mike Kupas and shared with them all the stuff that my mentors shared with me. And they not only became top producers, not only in my group, but that company. But then what they did is they've spun off and the end of, I believe, 92 and started ACN. Well, my ego, I mean, they were in my downline, right? So my ego is too big to just jump in with them and them being owners, right? Back then, who knows? They would have probably would have been generous enough to give me a percentage. So I've made some stupid mistakes in my life. And when I make mistakes in my life, I forget what to be focused on, right? Okay, so all of a sudden, ACN, got out of the long distance arena, so our income started to drop. And then what they did is got into the gas and electricity, and I bet everything on that. I moved my family out to California. We even moved to Aliso Viejo in Orange County, and now we're getting gas and electricity customers like it's going out of style. A little bit of a problem. They never got hooked up. No one ever saved any money. We had over like 2.6 million customers, and there's no residual. There's no nothing. And so I had made a decision, sold my distributorship to Tony and Mike Kupas for $1, and now I'm going to start my own company. And so what it was called UPC Sites. And so what I was going to do is I came up with this concept that I would sell people our easy point and guide deal, like some of the companies that are out there, where you can basically build a website without even paying for it. And I licensed this software from a company out of out of Canada, and I went to work and built a company. Now, as I was building this company, everything seemed to be going okay. And all of a sudden, a guy reached out to me and he said, listen, I need to cancel my monthly subscription for the website. And I go, why would you do that? I thought you loved that website. And he says, well, I found a company called MySpace. So regardless of how successful you are, there's other technologies that are coming out. So this has now happened to me twice. No long distance, gas and electricity. Now I got websites, and this guy says, yeah, you should check out MySpace. Oh my God. Now you can create basically a personal website that you get to put personal stuff on for free. Okay, that's done. See, that's totally done. And so that probably had to be 2002, 2003, 2004 is when I had that company. And now this one's going down. My own personal company is now going down. And what's weird is, I don't know if some of you will relate to this story, but it seems like when things start going wrong, we seem to focus on other things and you'll understand in a second. So you focus on, oh my God, I got to pique more interest, and I got to go, find more new people, and I got to, do this training, and I got to go through this. And we just start putting all that stress on us, And so I'm getting ahead of myself. So, you really get frustrated. So by this time, I know the company's going under. So I decide that I'm going to go back into network marketing. Why? I've made money in it in the past. So now I treat it just like a job. It's all about, going out there, putting your head down, peaking as many people as you can, going through the cards, getting the aces. Some will, some won't. And that's where I'm focused, right? So I do my due diligence, and I found out that a dear friend of mine, Fred Herzog, that I knew back in ACN, that he was one of the top people in this company called Hishinoni. And God bless his heart, he's no longer with us, but he's with me. But, excuse me a second. But, I thought I was going to sneeze. So anyway, the thing that happens next is I call him up. And he says, hey, listen, you know what? Come out to California. I live in California. They have an office in Orange County, and the company does. And you can work right out of that office. And I'm like, hey, game on. So me and my son, my older son, he'll be 41 tomorrow, Robert Hollis Jr., and so we go out there, and I got a good friend named Bob Klein and another guy. We got this really small apartment. Cheapest apartment you could find. And we're working out of this office, right? And it feels like nothing is happening. Have you ever been in a position where no matter it seems how hard you work, how much focus you put in it? I was working at this thing constantly. And I don't know why it wasn't clicking. I do now. See, Steve Jobs says you always can connect the dots after you leave that situation, right? So I'm sitting there in a really, really bad place. The company had made some decisions. A lot of the leaders were no longer focused on it because they changed the comp plan. They added like 70. They had Noni for pets. They had Noni Chews. They had 70 some product. They kept adding products. And the whole leadership was sort of like lost, and other competitors were coming out marketing exotic fruit drink, and I was going like, what is going on? I tell people this story because it was one of many times where I felt like I didn't know nothing, even though I had this incredible success in other companies. It was difficult, really difficult. And so I'm not doing well. But my son, Bob, the people that I had with us, it just wasn't clicking. Out of nowhere, I get a bunch of emails. Here's the secret behind the secret. And I get a bunch of emails from people, and they're like, Robert, you got to check this out. This is exactly what you taught us. This is why I'm successful. This is what you taught me. And these were not only people in network marketing that I had in my group prior, but these were also people that no longer were doing network marketing that used the things that I taught them, listen closely, to start their own business. And you've seen some of them that pop up here on the chat every once in a while. So, I shared some things with them that I learned from my mentors that sometimes you don't focus on and you forget, right? And they all said, hey, listen, you got to check this out. It's The Secret. Have you heard of The Secret? And I was like, no. And they go, listen, you can go on this website. I believe it's secret.tv. But nowadays, believe it or not, I know it's on Netflix. It's on all kinds of stuff, right? And so when I get this email in one of the worst times of my career, downtime, don't know where I'm going, don't know what's going to work, I watched The Secret. Now, I did it different than probably a lot of people. So at the beginning, when it was starting to tell the story, and she tells the story that, a bunch of bad things happen in her life. That she was depressed. She didn't want to get out of her bed. Relationships, businesses failing. Being at the darkest time in her life. She said her daughter came to her and gave her a book. And she said, so I started to go through the book and everything changed for me. Do you guys know when I watched that trailer, and Craig, I know you're posting, if you could go online under probably the secret YouTube channel and find the trailer of and post that here. So I stopped and I went, what is that book? See, I was really interested and I knew I was going to watch The Secret because everyone said I needed to watch The Secret, that this was the stuff that I taught them. But I was like, what is the book she's talking about? Well, now if you go to her website that Craig already posted, it was The Science of Getting Rich. That is the book. So I immediately bought the book, started going through it like crazy, said combination, go through chapter 4, 14, and 7, and I decided to do that. Listen what happened. First thing that it was telling me to do is imagine with a lot of emotion, imagine something that I was going to put in my life. So this is what I'm going to have happen in my life. This is the secret. This is what I need to do. The next thing is I'm going, okay, this is what I need to do. I want, million people in my organization. That's what I want to do. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to teach people all about the secret, right? And the science of getting rich. The next thing that happens is I get a certified letter in the mail. And it's from Tahishi Noni. And it says, you're permanently terminated from the company for predatory recruitment, which, by the way, I didn't do. So immediately, Fred Herzog and a bunch of people that I knew in that company were going, we're flying to Utah. We're going to sit down with these people. They don't know who you are. They don't know what you've done for us in the past and other companies. They're wrong. And I was thinking, I just wrote down and envisioned my future. And I immediately get an answer that this is not the company. I actually told Fred Herzog and Bill Kirtley and other people that were in my life, Ron Sacca, I told them, don't say anything. Don't fight for me. If this company's going to treat me like that for not doing anything and cut my checks, Teri and I already had plans to go to Las Vegas to walk the stage and get some trophies because of the positions that I created in that company. Wasn't much, but it was something. And they sent us the money back. They sent us the money back for the tickets because they terminated me and they didn't want me at the event. So me and my wife got to spend some time in Las Vegas together because we hadn't seen each other because I went out to California. She was living here in Montana. And I'm going like, okay, I wasn't upset. I didn't fight it. Nothing. So now listen to this. The next step is I come back to California. Now I got to figure out what I'm going to do. And a friend of mine, Josh Flowers, that was in my group, he lived in Fresno, California. And we had already scheduled a briefing and a training in Fresno. And I'm not with the company anymore. And I said to Josh, listen, I'm going to come out there and help your people anyway. So get this, I'm not going to be paid another check from the company. So I posted on Facebook. Now I'm with Facebook. And I go out and do that training in that presentation for Josh's people, knowing that I'm out. I get a phone call from a guy named Paul Henderson. He achieved the same position I did in ACN. And he had left that company and started his own travel company. It's called Pro Travel Network. And he said, Robert, is there any way after your event that I can take you out for a steak? And didn't know any of this stuff. So me and my son, Robert Hollis Jr., are sitting there, and he starts telling me about travel and that he's selling a thing where people can be their own travel agent. And he wanted to give me stock in the company. And he said, listen, Robert, come over here. You're one of the best. Everyone here will listen to you. Just come over. We made a decision to do it. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, made $50,000 in our first 50 days. Struggle, struggle, struggle. Bam! Because I started studying the science of getting rich. That's the secret behind the movie, The Secret. I started devouring that book. I believed in what it taught. It said you don't need any other book. Stop looking at every other coach, every other book, every other training, and master this book. And then I find out it's responsible for Bob Proctor's career, Rhonda Byrne's career, Zig Ziglar's career, Jack Canfield, the Chicken Soup of the Soul's career, Whitley, all these people said that this book was the book. So even Bob Proctor, if you remember, Bob Proctor listened to the book, then he went out, became a multimillionaire by creating companies, sold it, and went and worked for Earl Nightingale and Lloyd Conant. Why? Because he wanted to know how he became successful. So he wanted to study this. And that's when those people said, listen, chapter 4, 14, and 7, 4, 14, and 7 of The Science of Getting Rich, that's what did it. And when he stepped on stage for the rest of his career, he carried that book out. That book talking about, he read that book every single day. Bob Proctor stayed focused, as far as I know. And unfortunately, he's no longer with us. Jim Rowan's no longer with us. Zig Ziglar's no longer with us. So why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because all of a sudden, I use that. So I go to Pro Travel. We went flying up in Pro Travel, traveled the world, took our sons with us. Everything is going awesome. And then, unfortunately, Paul Henderson's no longer with us. So then, Fred Herzog was with me, my friend. And so all of a sudden we went to a company and they paid us to go there. It was a company called Kiani. And Kurt Hansen, no longer with us. He flies right into our little airport here. Paid me money to come over to Kiani, another fruit drink company, and then flies his private jet out here that Teri and I flew in and flew to San Diego. Now, when I told them, listen, there's parts of your compensation plan, if you don't change that part of your comp plan, that people can never build a true passive residual income. So you got to change this stuff or I'm not going to do your company. And they paid us to go on a cruise. We went on a cruise. I brought it up to them again. Listen, if you don't change this comp plan, and then we fly out to the convention. I walk across the stage, do a big training. Everything was awesome. And then I get a phone call from another guy I trained all the way back into NSA, now known as Juice Plus. And that guy was named Jovan Kabasig. And he says, Robert, I want to fly you to Malaysia. I'm working with this coffee company and I want you to meet the owners. And I'm going, you're paying? Yeah, I've never been to Asia. Let's do this. So while we're flying out there for 20 hours, he starts picking my brain. He's like, like I've shared with you guys, a perfect company, no, a perfect day. Give me your perfect day. Can you imagine how many people I could go to right now that are live or watching this on replay? And I said, show me your written down thing of your perfect day. I want to see it. No, I don't believe in that airy fairy stuff, you know what I mean? And it's like, okay, all right, whatever. And so I'm in this situation now where I tell him my perfect company. This is the way the comp line is. Free to get involved. Yeah, free to get involved. Back office doesn't cost anything. And we're going to put together this. And so when I get to Malaysia, he then tells me, these guys here, they got an interpreter. Can you tell them what you would like as a perfect company? And I'm like, what are you talking about? I thought you were introducing me to them. No, I flew you out to pitch this new idea to the owners, Mr. Liao. Teri's met him. Craig, I think, has met him. Tell him your vision. And I shared my vision with him. Vision inspires success in others now. He said, we'll do it all. And so January of 2009, the company the year before did 200,000 in volume. 200,000 in volume. And I started with Gano Excel, North America, South America. And we got the company up to billions in volume. I had 758,000 people in my group. We were doing over $40 million a month. 40 million. I never even thought about that. You take 40 million times 12. That's $500 million a year. 480 million. So every year my group built bigger. And what did I do? I shared with everyone, listen, step one. A lot of people want to go, hey, how do you do this business? How do you become successful? How do you become happy? I said, listen, first thing you got to do is you got to read chapter 4, 14 and 7 of The Science of Getting Rich. That was our very first step. Listen closely, you guys. I stopped doing that. I got involved in MDC and I was doing it. And then I watched a live video with Jenna Zweigel. And Jenna Zweigel said, you know, there's this book called The Money and the Law of Attraction. And I went, I know that person. She was on Esther Hicks was one of the first people on The Secret movie. Which, by the way, I wrote down every name that was on the first Secret. They took her off. I don't know if they took somebody else off. And I found every one of them. So Bob Proctor, everyone that was on there, Buckwith, every one of the people that were on there. I went to their website. I knew that those people that were connected there would have the same mindset. That it was about learning how to be happy and learning how to love yourself and learning how to be in a great mental state to turn into the frequency where everything would come to you. So that's what I started doing. Me and Teri every day are going through The Money and the Law of Attraction. There was a DVD in the back here, and I actually took that DVD and put it on. I'll click in a second here. And put it on YouTube. And so what I was doing at the beginning of my career with MDC, are you guys listening? Is read these chapters. Get this book. Go through it. Go through the YouTube channels. Because here's where people are missing it, you guys. It's not really the company or the business model or any of that. If you don't find a way to love yourself and you don't find a way to believe that you can do this and you don't see yourself in the future being financially set, it doesn't make a difference what the hell the opportunity is. So I'm not only in the right mindset, but now when I jump into MDC, now I got the right mindset. I'm plugged into the science of getting rich. I'm leading with it. When I first got involved in MDC, I told people to go out to Facebook because we were doing the same thing we did in Gano Excel. Reach out to people, and I told them to go to the pages of the people that had to do something with the secret. Reach out to people and say, hey, listen, how long have you been involved in the secret? How long have you watched it? What's your favorite chapter? What do you like most about The Secret? Because it was immediately a way. What do you like most about the science of getting rich? It immediately became that thing that you both have in common. And you also can do that with the whole audience of Abraham Hicks. So if you went right now and look at Bob Proctor's YouTube channel, if you looked at Abraham Hicks's YouTube channel, anybody that's preaching and talking about getting your soul right, getting your heart right, getting your mind right, then everything will work for you. Did you hear that? And so all of a sudden we go from, 0 to 500K to super affiliate to $1,200,000, $1,500,000, $1,900,000, going all the way up. And I'm like asking myself, I don't know if I've ever done this video, but I'll share it here. So when we decided to move out to California and help Matt and Hannah move out to California, I was driving a big Penske truck all by myself, moving, their furniture and stuff to go out there. And I was thinking, wow. I got Melody Riva that I knew that was part of my coaching thing. She blew up to 25K. But then out of nowhere, Jenna introduced Aaron Parker to me. Didn't know Aaron Parker. Didn't know Aaron Parker. Going through the science of getting rich. Didn't know Aaron Parker. He comes in. Then all of a sudden I get introduced to a group, I'll just say Popas. And I didn't know them. Then Tanisha Graham reaches out to me and introduces me to Candice Bird Davis. Didn't know Candice Bird Davis. Didn't know Candice Bird Davis. Then I have Tomas Adam reach out to me from Budapest, Hungary. And he brings in that group. Didn't know them. I did not reach out to them. They reached out to me. And we're breaking records, and oh my God, the amount of rank advances that we had in our group. It was just out of control. Boo, 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 boo. Growing. Then all of a sudden, urge. My fault. It happened with the pandemic. As soon as the pandemic hit, Josh decided to make the company free. And I said, so please find it in your heart to forgive me. Please forgive me. I took my focus off sharing Science of Getting Rich 4:14 and 7. And I went, I don't have to teach people to share this info. I think a really good gift is they get to get involved in the company for free. They get to become a free affiliate, and now they can earn money by sharing their affiliate link with other people. Look at the technology. I mean, there's no company on the planet that allows you to make money that's got better tech than MDC and what Josh Wagle as focused on. The app. Oh my God. The free training. Oh my God. How great the comp plan is. Then everyone started focusing on the free gift is not the learning of the secret or the science of getting rich. Now it's becoming an affiliate. Now it's about becoming an affiliate and making money. So now if you're an affiliate and you're trying to make money, then the switch went to product. And MDC is putting out products constantly. So now it's about focus. What do you focus on first? You focus on weight loss. You focus on energy. You focus on CBD. You focus on dog treats. You focus on Akashic. You focus on high life travel. And now the economy is getting worse and worse. And now everyone's focus is to reach out to people and say, my fault, my fault. Hey, do you know anyone that needs to make extra money? Do you say that? Yes, you do. But I changed the connection. I changed the connection. Because what I taught all the time was a law of reciprocity. And that people will know, like, and trust you. People don't care what you know unless they know that you care. And I taught people, like I was doing, to reach out to people and connect with people and say, hey, you ever heard of Science of Getting Rich? No. Listen, the book was written in 1910. It's responsible for a lot of people's success. And I'd like to share with you not only the free link to the Science of Getting Rich, but if you read chapters 4, 14, and 7, whatever you're going on in your life right now, if you read those chapters and you believe in it, you will change your life forever. It was after people received that gift, after people would go through that gift, that they now became open-minded enough where now you could reach out to them, build this relationship, and then say to them, hey, listen, by the way, I was wondering if you could do me a huge favor. Because now that you're open with the possibilities and now you know what your life is going to look like years from now because you're focused and daydreaming all day long. And you're not focused on the negative and the economy and the wars and all the political bull. You're focused on what your life's going to be 3 years from now. And it happens faster. But as soon as you do, there is no way that your vision of who you could be in the future with 6-phase meditation, there's no way that you can see yourself there without increasing your income, without increasing your freedom. Impossible. So as you're looking for that, actually, in my opinion, the easiest thing to change is not maybe your connection with a higher power or change you. How many people know it's difficult when you're saying, hey, you need to change you? You know, you need to be different. Get away from me. I'm so tired of personal development and all of this stuff. I'm just not interested. Work on your relationship with your wife, your husband, your significant other, your children. See, all those things take time. All those things take time. In my opinion, earning more money is the easiest of the 5 things. It's even easier than getting into shape. So you got the 5 areas of your life, right? You got to work on your thinking, work on your stinking thinking. You got to get in better shape. You got to get better relationships with your spiritual life. It's like making money, to me, is the easiest one. Because you're sorting by finding people that are open to reading chapter 4, 14, and 7. Are you guys catching this? So when I was at that mindset, and then Jenna introduces me to this book, Money and the Law of Attraction, Learning How to Attract Wealth, Health, and Happiness. Bam, there it is right there. So now I know Jenna's on the same track. Now I heard Jenna is also learning from Bob Proctor. I've been learning from Bob Proctor for 32 years, 34 years. So I'm already tapped in, turned on, tuned in. So this book just took me to the next level. And I took my eyes off the focus. So does any one of you know where I'm going to go next? I'm going back, including this video. I'm going back to teaching the things that made Robert Hollis happy, because you got to be in love with yourself and be happy before the money comes. You got to be excited about sharing wisdom with people that have never heard it before. So when you hear a Jay Shetty, when you hear a Vision Lakhani, when you hear these people that all they're doing is they take knowledge that they know and all day, every day, they share it with other people. Now, some people turn that into personal coaching. You should do whatever you want to do. But bottom line, the secret behind the secret, and I'm going to do a video on this, is teaching you how to connect with people and how to lead with the law of reciprocity of introducing them. When the student's ready, the teacher appears. So when they read chapter 4, 14, and 7, and you share the link with them, and you now have something to talk about, my suggestions are for you to read the book and study the book, Science of Getting Rich. Does that make sense? Because that's what really created my success and happiness. I attracted the people in my group. And then I stopped teaching people to give away the science of getting rich. I was focused on this. So I was getting results. I attracted all the people that took Teri and I to Super Affiliate. And then I stopped leading with it. So, please find it in your heart to forgive me. I'm glad I figured it out. I got that point of presence. It's a significant emotional event for me. And now I'm back on track. So you guys are going to see a lot of unique videos. You guys are going to see a lot of new stuff. And because one of the steps that I'm going to do is not only impact millions of people, but I'm going to impact millions of people as I teach them how to use affiliate marketing and my daily choice as their way of creating cash flow. So I love and appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's always neat and exciting to find out what I can do to change everything, to get people all excited, get them locked in. Will this make you great in network marketing? Will this make you great in affiliate marketing? I don't know. But I know studying this book is going to make you happy. And I know this book is also the study of this book is also going to get you in the right mindset and the right heart space to start creating the vision. Vision inspires others now of the future for you and your family. And then whatever comes to you, right? But my goal is not to pick the career for you. I would use, really honestly, my daily choice as a way to generate cash flow and impact a lot of people's lives only because the products are premium and quality. The owners are awesome. The comp plans are awesome. The tech is awesome. I'm just need to lead with impacting people's lives regardless if they decide to buy a product or become an affiliate. Okay. So, love and appreciate you. I know you can do this. If an auto mechanic from Montana, North Dakota can do this, so can you. And if no one's giving you permission to succeed in life, let me be the first. So me moving forward, I'm going to sort people by seeing if they're open to reading those 3 chapters. Like Teri said, she's doing it. As soon as we stumble back into this stuff, she's reading it, I'm reading it, and things are changing. Things are changing and changing fast. So learning how to market should not go before getting your heart and your mind and your soul in the right place to serve people. The way to greatness is the service of many. So people have already proven for years that sharing this wisdom and knowledge to the right people at the right time alters and changes their entire life. That I can be behind. That I can stand behind. So, love and appreciate you. Please do me a huge personal favor and share this with people. And I'm going to also ask you to do another huge favor for me. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and also click that little bell. Click that bell so you can see all the new videos that we're now going to be putting on YouTube. In fact, A lot of stuff that I'm going to be putting on YouTube is not going to be on Facebook. So you're going to want to go over there, subscribe, make sure you click on the bell to get notified when I'm putting new videos on there, because I'm really going to kick up speed to help you and the people that you know and love. Take care. Talk to you soon. See you on the next video.